My name is Jay.
My name is Rich.
And this is a comic strip AP of Coriolis featuring the adventures of Samir Kanaan in the Third Horizon. So, let's talk about the Legion. Let's jump right into what the Legion is.
Yeah, let's talk about the Legion. Maybe we talk about Samir a little bit too.
All right. Let's start with Samir and his role in the Legion.
Well, he doesn't actually have a role in the Legion currently because his problem is he's hunted by the Legion. Samir is... he was a Legionnaire for a while, and he saw some pretty rough things. The Legionnaires committed a few atrocities, one too many for him, and he ran. So he went AWOL and has hooked up with a traveling ship that he's on now. But yeah, Samir left a lot of people behind and is trying to keep that in his past. He's still a good soldier, and that's what he does on the ship, more or less, is he's their gunner. And he has an icon, because it's part of Coriolis, you have an icon, like a religious artifact, or kind of like a god type thing you pray to, and his icon's the judge.
So the judge, her symbol is the sword, and she appears as an old matriarch with a gray face and a sword at her side. And that's the most often way that the judge is pictured. Her realm is that of justice and due punishment. And that's where her name comes from.
Yeah.
The Legion, let's talk about the Legion a little bit.
Yes.
In the Third Horizon, the Legion is comprised of a diverse collection of mercenaries and armed ships and skippers. They're gathered around the remnants of a fleet from the Portal Wars. That fleet has 2 flagships left. There are 3 branches that make up the Legion. The fleet, and that's the most truest part of the Legion as far as perception of the common man goes. Then there are the companies, and these are the everyday faces of the Legion. They're employed by the various factions across the horizon to do different missions, different jobs. And then finally, there's the Guard. They have the lowest reputation of the Legion. They report directly to the governor of Coriolis, and they're responsible for that station's security. They're also very corrupt and inept at that job.
Ah, is that why they're looked down on? Is because they're corrupt?
That is correct.
All right.
And they're kind of, because of the governor of Coriolis, they're kind of the last branch of the fleet. So they were never really part of the original fleet or the companies. They've been kind of added on after the fact. I assume Samir and Taba are part of the companies. That way they're out doing missions for the various factions across the horizon. And perhaps
I like that.
One of those jobs is where Samir saw too much, did too much, and made his break away from the Legion.
I like it.
I would say the crew is docked on Algol, while Dr. Wana is making contacts to learn about whatever was scavenged from the last mission. That kind of makes it R&R for everyone else.
I like it.
All right. So Algol is a heavily industrialized planet. The Zenith faction and forces have pretty much put factories, industrial heavy equipment, and they're extracting as much as they can resource-wise from the planet. There are built-up areas, and there are slums and shanty towns on the planet. So there's a big split between the haves and the have-nots, and that has made a rebel faction that hides on the planet as they fight a guerrilla war against the Zenith and Consortium forces that are on the planet. But by night, Algol, especially the market areas, are a hotbed of feasting, music, cavorting, gathering, and that's where you are tonight. You and the pilot, while Dr. Wana is doing research and making contacts. Nima breaks off to go get food. He wants some weird aquatic animal delicacy, and so he leaves you to your own devices while he goes exploring for that delicacy. It's about that time that you spot 2 Legionnaires making their way also through the food stalls.
I know that it's unlikely that they will recognize me, of course, but still, I don't want to tempt fate, so I I think I will duck into a stall or something.
Nice.
Just try to avoid their attention.
You see two walk by one of the vendor stalls. There's a space, maybe 4 or 5 steps, and then there are 3 more behind them. They're all in uniform, and they're wearing the patches of the Legion. If you make a check for me, I will tell you who you recognize.
Is it observation?
It will be observation.
It's a failure.
Oh, so...
In fact, that's about as much failure as 3 ones and a 3.
Nice. You do recognize one of the 5 individuals, Taba. He was at the incident that made you leave the Legion. No one has spotted you yet, but you do recognize Taba at the tail end of that group. They seem to linger and hang out a little bit, 15, 20 feet from where you're hiding.
Great. I want to see if I can move. I wait for a good opportunity and see if I can sneak out the back of this place where I am now. Like, is there a way to duck down? Maybe duck walk out of here behind a table? Is there anything I can do?
Yes. So there's a skill called infiltration, and I think you have a 0 in it, so you can just...
I do?
Yes.
Go with agility then?
Yes, let's go with agility. And that just means you won't add any skill dice in. But it's nighttime, and it's crowded, so we'll throw you an extra die for that.
Okay, I failed on the main. I roll 1 more, and I got a 4, so it's all fail. It's all fail all the time.
That's all right. So you sneak through the vendor stall, out the backside. You're mostly clear. When you bump into Nima, he's got his hands full, and he yells out your name. Samir! You almost knocked my fish over! You clumsy bull!
Shut up! We've got to go. We need to go back to the scarab. Let's go.
You guys make a run for it? You are definitely found out. 3 of those Legionnaires turn your way. They're looking. They haven't caught on to you yet, but they are definitely... they recognize the name, especially Taba.
I take off. I took off at a run. I'll leave Nima. I got to go because maybe I don't want Nima running with me because I don't want him to get in trouble too.
So you try to break away from Nima and run on your own?
Yeah, I just go. Okay. Just go on my own. I can double back to the ship. We got to go.
Fair enough. That will be straight agility. It will be an opposed test against the Legionnaires that will chase you if you break off running.
Okay. Well, I'm hunted by these guys, so I want to get out. I'm doing it.
All right.
Do I still get that benefit from before?
Yes, because it is still crowded. Yes, it is still crowded, and it is still nighttime, so you can still pick up an extra die for those distractions.
1 success.
And I'm rolling now.
Oh, 1 success.
I got 1. So, as you're running through the marketplace, you've been to Algol before?
I've been to Algol before. Yes.
So you know they're leading you. They're cornering you toward the north end of the market, which is away from where your ship is.
And they're trying to corner me? So they're spreading out?
Yes, they're spreading out. They're trying to corner you.
I'm going up. Let's see if I can go up, perhaps. If they're looking for me to go side to side or straight ahead, maybe I go up and then I can double back from the rooftops.
That works. I like that. It will be agility again, and it will be opposed.
I guess I don't have the cover of darkness so much?
Oh, no, you will still maintain your advantage die.
Oh, terrible failure. I'm never going to roll 6s in this game.
I know it is hard, but I kind of like it. Hold on a second, because I forgot about a thing. You have an icon that
I do.
You might
judge.
Yes. Let's find out what the judge allows you to do when you invoke the judge. When you use your icons. It's a combat icon. You deal an automatic critical injury when your attack hits, regardless of whether the attack penetrated cover or armor. What other talents do you have? You've got a couple of other ones. Let's see if they will help you here.
Combat Veteran and Truth Seekers, which is the group talent.
So Truth Seeker, this is important. You can find important information or get a clue from the GM without rolling dice.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so the information must be important enough to enable you to overcome a minor obstacle or a challenge in the scenario. You can use this once per session. And then your other one was...
Combat Veteran.
Combat Veteran. Yeah, and that lets you use 2 dice when you roll initiative.
So I need to shoot things. If I shot these guys, I'd be doing okay. But kind of defeats the purpose.
No, especially if you're trying to hide and get away.
Yeah.
Going up high helps to get away because they're all on foot and they're rolling through the vendor stalls as you climb up on top of one and start to move across the stalls from a higher point. Let's make that an infiltration check, and if you make that, you get yourself free and clear of the Legionnaires.
A limited success. Finally got a 6.
Nice. That gets you on top of the stalls. Some of the stalls they're just tarps. Some of them are a little more sturdy, a mix of ceramics and other plasty type material that you can hop across, move across, and make your way back north while they head further south, looking to where your last position was. You also leave Nima behind. He's kind of lost, but they're not looking for him anyway. You're going to make your way back to the ship?
Yes. All right. Yes, heading back to the ship and hiding out.
All right. That's an easy trip back. You make that back there without incident. Nima has not returned. Dr. Wana arrives maybe 15, 20 minutes after you. You reveal your story to everyone else.
Yeah, I think I do.
Dr. Wana says, at some point, if you're going to continue working for me, I'll need to know how deep are your troubles with the Legionnaires. We're going to have that discussion, and probably sooner than later.
I know, Dr. Wana, I know, and I'm telling you the truth. I left them. I deserted because of something that I saw. Too much violence, too much innocent blood. That's all. There's nothing more, no further. I'm not hiding any secret other than that they are the killers you think they are. That's all.
But this isn't the first time that they've come for you. I just feel like there's much more to this story than what you're telling me. You don't have to tell me today. We need to retrieve Nima so we can fly. But we're going to have that conversation soon.
Very well.
There's a comm call coming in on the ship.
I answer it. I've got a comm link.
It's Nima's comm link. So most of the comm links are secure channels. You need to know the other end before you can call, so there's no blind calling into any place. So it is Nima's comm link, but it's Taba's voice on it. And Taba says, Samir, I have a job for you. You need to come in, or I will start cutting your friends' fingers one by one.
Soundscape music was found on tabletopaudio.com. If you want awesome music for your game sessions, try tabletopaudio.com.
Hi, this is Jason from The Gauntlet. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have many other Comic Strip AP shows available, each organized in their own sequential playlist for easy listening. Just go to youtube.com and search for Gauntlet RPG.